my body's been going out progressively
Since
for
when?
the last, I'd say at least the last 20 years.
Okay.
I'd say since the early
What
2000s,
age?
25
What age
years.
did you start feeling it?
Well, I was always obese
Okay.
since a kid. So
Okay.
so like high school is where it went to like a 80 pound between like junior year of high school and freshman year of college. That's when the extra 100 pounds just showed up.
Okay.
And then it just progressively kept getting worse. I developed high blood pressure, and so have been on medication for that for the last 15 years. And just as one of those things where, Nebraska is where I went to college, or that's the last place I went to college. That's where I discovered bars were open 7 days a week. So the moment I just in Nebraska, it's like, let's be honest, there wasn't a ton to do.
The drinking
So
state.
the bar scene was totally where it was
Yeah.
at. So like it'd be Tuesday evening, we're drinking penny pitchers because they're a penny.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
so it's one of those things where the lifestyle not just went bad from a food perspective, but then we added alcohol and all the poor alcoholic decisions that are made. So Nebraska, I love that place. It has in my heart, but that's really where my health took a turn for the absolute worst.
Hmm.
When I left Nebraska, I quit stand up. I started living a very I still partied and kicked it, but from an activity standpoint, nil. And just over the years, the weight would just compile on. When I lived in Arizona briefly, and at the time I was working for a company that had great insurance, so I got a lap band surgery about 12 years ago,
Oh,
maybe
12 years.
13, right?
Okay.
Got the lap band because they were like, dude, you're gonna die. This is how it happened. One morning I wake up and I'm like, someone's choking me.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to fight for my life, and I'm
Yeah.
literally and I wake up swinging, and I'm like, "Where's the person that?" And I realized I was on my back, and my chest had just slid into my neck,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't breathe.
You were choking. Yeah. Sleep
And
apnea.
so it's like, bro. So it's like, I got the surgery, and it worked. I dropped 100 and some pounds in a matter of like 7 months,
Great.
and I'm like, all right, we're on it. We're on it. Life
You're
is
how old,
great.
please? How old are you, please?
I'm late 30s,
Okay. Okay.
maybe 36, 37,
Okay.
right? um, Lose the weight, move out to California, and about 6 months into coming out here, I get back on my beer kick,
Okay. That's how
start drinking
you
again,
can drink right through
start
those lap bands.
bro, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
like the liquid goes right through.
Yeah.
And within a year and a half, I remember I was driving to work one morning and I passed this Mexican spot and I was like, I'm getting a breakfast burrito, and that was it. Like that carne asada potato burrito was
Dude,
my F it all.
sounds so good.
and within like 4 months, that 130 pounds was back, and from there it started increasing.
God. And that
So it's
was
like,
I had some trouble.
yeah,
I'm sorry for interrupting you. That was
no,
so
no,
rude
no,
of me. I was so rude of me, dude. I apologize. I'll try not to do that again. I had some troubles.
bro, interrupt.
My father got bariatric surgery, and so I had made some very big mental aversions to weight loss surgery just because I'm not going to do anything that man does. But
Yeah,
uh, and beyond that, though, I really just had at least I don't know how long I knew you. I don't know how long it took me to learn that you can gain the weight back. But I think once I learned that you can put the weight back, I was like, oh well, that'll definitely be me. There's
mm,
no way I'm gonna go through all that, fuck up my skin. Excuse my language, I apologize. Um, and then just put the weight on at the end of the day anyways.
mm,
Let alone the Kaiser surgeon. He must have just pegged me for a weight gainer because
mm,
he was just hassling me to no end, and I didn't have the best experience dealing with the surgeon. And so I
yeah,
was like, you know what, I'm out anyways. But yeah, those weight loss surgeries work. But just like anything, though, like my buddy Mark says, any diet works until you stop doing it. Wh-
ah,
So,
yep,
weight loss surgery
yep,
diet works until you stop doing it, and it is
yep,
possible to, within a few years, stretch that tummy back out and get
yep,
back to work. So that is w- that what was that like to have been on the other side of the weight loss and then back on again for you?
Well, to your point, I think it's, to me, I didn't believe it was gonna work. Like my belief about myself has always been it's not gonna work out.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't matter what's going on,
Yeah,
bro. It ain't gonna work out,
yeah,
dude. So don't enjoy this. It's not gonna work out.
yeah,
And so it was almost like when everything came back, there was almost like this piece of, I knew it. I told you so. You got to be right, bro. You got your biggest addiction works. You're right. And it was almost like at that point, I got a case of the fuck. It's like, fuck it.
yeah.
Why? The problem with the lap band is it's still in there. So it's like all the I had to find a creative way to cheat because the moment I eat bread, like I still have toast from breakfast on my desk right now
Mm,
because bread still, if I eat it too fast, it's like this thing still works.
okay.
You know, it's one of those things where it's
The
like
tool's still
it's
there.
the stool till the tool is still there.
Okay. Of
I just found the creative ways to get around it.
course. Yeah.
Liquid calories are the greatest ones ever because they don't hurt to consume.
Hmm.
So milkshakes, beers, and liquor, and then ice cream, like all that crap will still go right down the lap band hole, no problem.
Right.
So it's like, okay, here's how we'll still stay away from the pizza that we love the most.
Hmm.
We'll figure out another way to get these calories because we're gonna get these calories.
Hmm.
But here's what happened, bro. Like I got to the point where with everything I've done that has gotten terrible, it just got uncomfortable.
Hmm.
And it was one of those things where like walking and moving and living just hurt, constantly out of breath. The physical over like it's overwhelming physically to be 200 pounds overweight. It's just that's a lot for anybody to carry, literally. And then combine that with what's happening in your head and your heart. Like,
You're,
oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where COVID comes, right? So COVID comes, this, and let me and so what I discovered was the body positive movement. A lot of dudes don't talk about how it impacts them. When people talk about body positivity, it's usually just women. I discovered that movement and it was like, yo, let me just trim my beard up a little different way.
Hmm.
Let me get some cool shirts. Let me wear some outfits that a fat person normally wouldn't wear.
Okay.
Let me shop at stores and let me go get my clothes tailored. Let me do all of these things that most people with a 68-inch waist don't do. Let me reinvent my style. And so that's what I focused on. So people are like, oh, I see you styling. And it was almost like it's a way to have that uncomfortable space of you're not going to change. So let's both find something we can celebrate about who you are.
I mean,
Like
you have to
your
love
weight makes me
yourself.
feel,
You have to love yourself at the end of the day. So you're going to do your
bro.
best one way or the other, right?
And it's like and the idea of body positivity is golden because I agree. You need to actively, if even if you can't find love, you need to actively view yourself in a way that's the best version of yourself. You have to do.
We have to see our worth.
We have to see our worth.
Yeah.
I think the issue with that movement is it says you're great as you are right now.
Right.
And so
Exactly.
my thing is like, no, you're not. You're not. You're terrible as you are right now.
We got
You're
to be
worthy of
honest with
love.
ourselves. Yeah.
You're valuable. You're special. You're sacred. You're all of those things. But respectively, you're treating yourself like shit. And that's kind of where your life is right now. And
Hmm.
it's like you can distract yourself by saying, no, 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 that's not me. And that's what I did, bro. And I created this whole ecosystem of people that cheered it on. And when
Mm.
COVID happened and when the stay-at-home order happened and when all of a sudden connection was now quarantined,
Mm.
that act got exposed. And this secure dude who was look at this nice outfit got exposed as nope, you actually hate your life. You hate yourself. You hate these outfits. You're sick and tired of playing a role, but you don't know what else to do. And so this is where you found yourself.
Mm.
And I lost 8 friends in like 6 months related deaths. But the biggest thing that the connection was they were all at least 150 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
My boy Carlos was 32. My dude died. Him and his mother both got it at the same time. He was 500 some pounds, and he would hop on Facebook and do these lives, like everybody just checking in, letting you know what's going on. The only issue he had was breathing. He couldn't breathe. And eventually his body was just like, Negro, we can't, sorry, bro, we got to give up. And it was like his mother passed away on a Tuesday. Carlos died on a Wednesday while responding to condolence messages on Facebook. Literally, people, well, his mother passed, and he was like, yo, God bless you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're dealing with it. His wife came in and found him dead on his computer.
Mm.
And when he passed, I was just like, what? This dude is a kid. He's a freaking kid, yo. So when he died, I was like, okay, maybe there actually is a life that I'm not tapping into. Maybe there actually is something that I've just been denying that is available. I need to figure this out because am I really trying to live or am I just doing my best to not die? And it's like death is the guarantee, bro. That's the one thing that we can't like. It's guaranteed you're gonna be born and you gonna die.